Hello and welcome back to Dark Souls 3 with myself, Hollow. It's part 2 of the 3-part series where we see the alternate endings of Dark Souls 3. We discuss what we've seen so far, we discuss what might happen, and of course we complete an NPC storyline, or multiple, that we may have missed. Today we find ourselves in the Crucifixion Woods, just near Orbeck and his location. And on this character, the Black Guard, I'm doing like a cosplay build for PvP. It's in the works right now, it's almost there. But first I'm going to do this on this character. Actually, fun fact, this is the character that I did the Onion Bro Storm Ruler video on. You never knew it was actually a Black Knight. Anyway, so I gotta go get Orbeck, and before I did that, I went out and got all of the 4 scrolls. So I'll read the little bit of description on each scroll, then give him them, buy them, see his reaction, see all of his storyline. Then we'll talk about what happened last time, what I think might happen in the future, and of course see the 3rd of the 4 alternate endings. Then that should leave us with just 1 episode left for the final alternate ending, which should be Linking the Fire, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Anyway, I need to see Orbeck. Can't actually activate Orbeck and have him come back to Firelink's Shrine unless you have 10 intelligence. So I've wasted a couple of level ups to get some intelligence to the character that I'm never going to use any spells on just to activate him. I'll just have to respec. It's no big deal.
Well, this is unexpected. I don't often have visitors. What do you want? This is my study that you've happened upon. If you haven't any business, I've reading to get back to.
What I really like about this character is he's blatantly very intelligent. And you can see there's actually like scrolls everywhere and the way that he's studying. And I just like the way things are set up. But why I think that you can really tell how intelligent this guy is, how practical of a man he is due to the fact that he's turned one of those crucifixion things that are found in the swamp that they've been crucifying the lycanthropes with, and he's turned it into a functional, viable, convenient, portable chair. I just love that. I love that. So it speaks volumes about his character and how smart and practical he is. But anyway, I'd like to learn some sorceries.
How intriguing.
He has to decide if I have 10 intelligence there.
Very well. Indeed, I am a sorcerer, with plenty to share. However, what champion demands service without recompense? Clearly you're not that sort of man. So you will make me a promise that in exchange for my teaching, you will bring me knowledge in the form of scrolls detailing sorcery's secrets. Well, can you assure me of this?
Absolutely, I already have all 4 scrolls that are located in the game currently. I'm pretty good.
Very well. You're no fool. I take it you understand the weight of a promise. I am Orbeck, of Vinheim, unkindled one. I shall teach you sorceries. We will learn together. It shall be like our very own school.
Kind of adorable. Reminds me of a way to the Pyromancer, the lovely man who has you as his pupil, and he really enjoys it. But the thing that stands out with Orbeck immediately is that he's not there for the fun of it. He's there to learn and improve, and though sure he has a passion for it, obviously, his main goal is knowledge over companionship. Also, he can do this really fun thing with his study, specifically this part. Oh! I will leave the chair though, it's glorious. But yeah, this is the reason that I have so many souls, 150,000 souls I have right now, is so I can buy everything he has to offer without having to go and farm in between, which will be very convenient for me. Anyway, hi Orbeck.
Oh, you're back then. Again, I'm Orbeck of Vinheim, here to teach you sorceries. Let us begin with the basics. The ideal sorcerer bears the twin faces of the dragon. You could at least act as if you're paying attention.
I wonder why sorcery seems to come from dragons. It's unique.
I don't mean to seem overbearing, but have you forgotten? In exchange for my sorceries, you are to bring me knowledge in the form of scrolls detailing the secrets of sorcery. I hope you're not one to break a promise.
Honestly, mate, it's been about 5 seconds. You could relax a little. All right, so I'm going to buy everything he has to offer here, which are, you know, some of them very good spells, like the Fire and Flash Sword and whatnot. But we're not going to read all the descriptions on these just yet. When we get some relevant stuff, we might have a look. So buying all of his sorceries that he has at the beginning right away reveals no new dialogue. So hopefully we get some new stuff when we buy some of the more advanced spells. To start with, we'll be opening up the spells of the Sage's Scroll. Scroll containing sorceries of the Crystal Sages. And you can give it to a sorcerer such as Orbeck. As any sorcerer knows, sorcery is a talent. And those sorceries were refined to nurture a very special talent.
Oh my. This is stupendous. And the undead legion of Farron possesses sorceries quite unknown. Thank you for upholding your end of the bargain. I doubt I ever would have made this discovery alone. Now, let us unravel the thing, so you may put these new sorceries to use.
What's interesting is I think he would have made this discovery on his own. He directly says, I don't think I would have ever found this, but he was very close. He was very close to finding it. It's where we got it in a very close area. Maybe not the other ones. Maybe he would have found the Ulysal one from the swamp. If he delved down there, he was quite close to that. But the one found in Profane Capital, which is Logan's Scroll, and then the Crystal Scroll in the Grand Archives. I'm not sure he would have ever gone to the Profane Capital, but he might have found himself at the Archives one day.
Oh. I have something for you. You're a fine sorcerer now. No mistake. You should have something to prove it. Go on. If I'm giving something away, you'd better well take it.
I like him. The Young Dragon Ring. Right, so that's how you get that ring. A ring given in Vinheim, home of sorcery. When newly ordained as a sorcerer, it will boost your sorcery. Purpose to Dragon's School. The seal depicts an everlasting dragon. A young dragon presages the great length of the journey to mastery. This could very well be Orbeck's ring that he was given upon becoming a new sorcerer. And since he probably doesn't need it now because he's an improved sorcerer, we don't know what level he is, whether he's master or whatever, but he's certainly better than a beginner. So that means he doesn't need this ring, and he imparts it upon us. That's kind of cool of him to do.
Oh, what is it? Forgot something?
That's a new one. Alright, so we get the Great Farron Dart, which is the improvement on the Farron Dart. We have the Farron Hail, which has some super interesting lore in it. It was entrusted to the leader of the Legion's Acolytes, and apparently a sorcery of his daughter, Hazel, that was refined by a crystal sage. Hazel invades in the very area that you find Orbeck, then down in the swamp where you find the Ulysal Scroll. It turns out she's actually part of the Fingers Covenant of Rosaria. These people invade and kill and take tongues and give it to their master, Rosaria. Turns out Hazel left the Legion's Acolytes, and she was the one that apparently seemed to think there was a faction or group within the Fingers, whereas it turned out no, they were just there doing a dark deed for a master they happened to share. There was no companionship in the Fingers faction. They all had their own reasons to be there and help Rosaria, but it does seem like she left the Legion's faction, the Legion Sorcerers.
How do you like gimmicks, friend? This is a sign, a cipher, employed by sorcerers who use quietude to their advantage.
Silent Ally, a new gesture. I've never had this one before. I triggered that dialogue by buying all of the spells we just unlocked. And the Slumbering Dragon Crest Ring. How did you get that?
With this, you can be sure to tell friend from foe from your very first encounter. It's a very old practice at this point, but one that you deserve to know.
He's growing respect for us.
Promise to stay safe.
And cares for us as a pupil. I didn't expect this. So we were given the Young Dragon Ring, and I actually already found the Lingering Dragon Crest Ring, a special ring given to those who are deemed fit to undertake the journey of discovery in Vinheim, home of sorcery. But the ring he gave us was the Slumbering Dragon Crest Ring, a ring of a clandestine guild of sorcerers based in Vinheim, home of sorcery. It masked the sound of its wearer. Ah, wow. You find a ring similar to this in Dark Souls 1 at the top of Sen's Fortress, hidden away. Very good if you're trying to run past a lot of enemies and you don't want to aggro them, I guess. The Dragon School held effective sovereignty over Vinheim, with a great many adept assassins at its disposal. Okay, well, so they actually had assassins in the Dragon School as well. Mage-based assassins. Might explain Hazel being someone who's very adept at hunting and killing people. Then we have the Silent Ally gesture. Fitting of the ring so that you're quiet. It's a cool emote. It's very ninja-y, actually. Wow, we should maybe make a ninja character. Next PvP character hype. Next, we have the Golden Scroll. A golden scroll chronicling the vast research of the Xanthia's scholars, give to a sorcerer to learn the arts of Ulisal. In the lost land of Ulisal, the sorceries orchestrated light and were said to shine in golden hues. Beautiful, magnificent magic from a time of gold, a golden age, essentially. And they lived in luxury and, well, because of that, they fell to ruin thanks to the manipulation of a primordial serpent known as Karth. He also has a new dialogue when you speak to him that I didn't notice at first. Look at this.
Oh, what is it?
We already heard that.
Forgot something? That would be quite like you.
But then he adds that line. Isn't that cool, man? He's like really like familiar with us now. Oh man, wow, I didn't expect to like Orbeck anywhere near as much as this. Golden Scroll.
Oh my. Well, this is very unusual. It's from Ulisal, an ancient land of golden sorceries. Not even the Dragon School possesses such a long-lost scroll. What would the Xantha scholars say with their ridiculous headwear?
Yep.
They would simply slaver over this find.
He's so nice. What? I just didn't expect it. So you have Cast Light, Repair, Hidden Weapon, Hidden Body, Twisted Wall of Light. You know, this is insane manipulation of light so that you can make yourself invisible, your weapon invisible. They also have the ability to do things like chameleon and change their form. It is truly it's a mischievous type of magic is the way that I would like to describe it. And the lore we found about Dusk, how she was a mischievous type of girl, reminds me of that. Sadly, that gave us no new dialogue. You know, we got the interesting thing that you mentioned when we first gave him the scroll, but no new dialogue after learning all of the magics. So next, we'll be giving him the Crystal Scroll. It's a secret crystal scroll of the Grand Archives of Lothric. These sorceries are the work of the Pale Drake Seath the Scaleless, whom Logan is said to have met, a branch of sorcery that has been carried on by the Crystal Sages. Super cool that it says Logan is said to have met Seath. And it's true, he did meet him, but then was promptly imprisoned by the Drake like you were yourself in Dark Souls 1. Only when we freed Logan did he then learn all of the wonders of that Grand Archives.
Unfathomable. This is a crystal sorcery, created by the Pale Dragon, thought only to exist in legend. I am ever grateful to you. This is truly sublime. I am afraid this is a debt I cannot repay, only I will be sure to unravel it for you. Just a moment.
He's delighted by this gift. And we saw this not too long ago towards the end of my blind playthrough. We had the homing soul mass turned into crystal, then with the soul spear turned into crystal, the crystallized version of the magic weapon. And it's only those three. It's quite limited, shockingly. Also, very sadly, he doesn't have any new talk options after you buy all of the sorceries. So, 2 times in a row there. But finally, we have Logan's Scroll, a secret scroll of the profaned Capital Court sorcerers, containing sorceries of Logan. Funny, isn't it, that Logan went to this Grand Archives, learned all of Seath the Scaleless directly, learned from him, and then the faction that learnt from him are actually linked to the profaned capital, the court sorcerers there. I guess it was the city, this capital that existed prior to its downfall that had these court sorcerers. The court sorcerers used this scroll to claim heirship to Logan's legacy, though how that claim stands up to closer scrutiny is another story.
Oh my. You've made quite the discovery. This is a scroll of the prodigious Big Hat Logan, a masterful sorcerer, long missed in Vinheim. And now we have his scroll, right here in my very hands.
Alright, he's hyped.
In Vinheim, I was an assassin. A sorcerer only in name. A killer for hire. What a fool I was, thinking one day I would learn real sorceries. When I became undead, I was exiled from the school. But here I am, now, exploring the depths of sorcery. All thanks to you, I might add.
Wow. So, when you speak to Yuria and she's like, kill him, he's a bad egg. And then you speak to him and he tells you about a bit of backstory to do with him and how he has killed before. And that each kill has a consequence. Each thing you do will have a maybe positive, maybe negative result, and it's something you should consider before you do anything, especially when it comes to killing and extinguishing a life, and how much he regrets his past actions and how much he regrets certain kills he may have made. But it turns out he was actually an assassin, one of these assassins we learn about in this very episode. Barely a sorcerer and denied the school because he turned undead. However that happened, we don't know. But exiled from the school and unable to learn sorceries like he really wanted to, he never actually got to do it. But thanks to us, we fulfilled that hole in his soul, and he's able to see things that not even his magnificent school would have ever seen. We truly made his fucking day, man. Ah, there it is. So the homing soul mask, the soul spear, these are the original versions that were made by Logan, right? And then that was passed down through Vinheim, and all the sorceries used that. And then Logan ultimately went to the Grand Archives of Seath, learned all of that knowledge, and improved upon his magnificent magic, turning it into the crystal versions. So there you go. We bought every last thing he has to offer us. It's all gone now. Anything?
You are no ordinary man. All these sorceries, and you've mastered every one. If this were the Dragon School, you'd be, well, overtly despised and banished from the place. Well, I suppose it's time I pack my bags.
What?
I would hate to see our agreement end sourly. Better left, tucked away, as a pleasant memory.
He's scared that he'd become jealous of us so much that he's willing to end the friendship here and now and leave so that he doesn't have to hate me.
Promise to stay safe.
Oh.
It's been nice running our own little school.
Oh.
Oh. That would be quite like you.
No. That's so sad, man. Is he gonna leave? I'm gonna go sit at the bonfire and refresh. And see if he's gone. He's still here when you refresh. I wonder when he leaves or how he leaves. Okay, so I had to look it up to see how I might progress his story, and well, I'll just read it out to you. If you manage to provide him with all the scrolls in the game and buy all of the spells, he speaks with you politely before departing. And then you can find his white phantom summon sign on the battlements near the Twin Princes battle in the Grand Archives. He will actually help you fight the final Lords of Cinder. After defeating the Twin Princes, you can then find Orbeck's dead body in the Grand Archives, where you can pick up his ashes, I guess, so you can learn all the spells he would teach. And the final tagline is, at least he died surrounded by his favourite books of sorcery. So he gives up this safety in life so that he doesn't end up hating me, and we encounter each other by chance while I go through my mission, and then he'll help you. And then for whatever reason, he goes to the archives and fails and dies. But maybe the reason he went there is just to learn more and see what else he could see. I am shocked to find myself so enthralled and happy with this character. I didn't expect that he would have such a nice, delightful storyline. He's just a nice guy with his own dark past, and he's willing to sacrifice whatever he needs to keep you as a positive memory in his mind. And he's changed. He's obviously been a very different person a long time ago, and as he was growing up. But he also gave us his young dragon ring, something that probably means a lot to him, because it's one of the few things he still has from before he was banished from the school of Vinheim. I'm delighted by this character and really happy to see that he has such a nice storyline. But since that's everything we're gonna see from him on this character, we may as well see how he reacts to a little bit of stabbing.
It seems too late. And there's only one thing to do. With regret, I will end this here and now.
I really like this character. I really like this character. Goodbye. Whoa, he survived. He's chugging like a mother. Alright, goodbye.
So be it. It was nice one at last.
Even in his final moment, in his death throes, he reflects on how nice it was to work with me and to learn all of the sorceries that he did. It's even clutching a scroll in death. Umbral Ash of Orbeck of Vinheim. Orbeck was fascinated with sorcery but without means, so offered to serve as an assassin in exchange for acceptance into the Dragon Academy, believing that one day he could reinvent himself as a sorcerer. He did. He did. And then once you give it to the handmaiden, she will sell you everything that he would, as expected. What an awesome character storyline that was. Really happy we had the chance to go through that. A really cool character, interesting past. He's willing to give up everything that he knows and loves in his current state. You know, he was like really pleased. Like think about how happy he was just to work with us, just to continue learning sorcery. It was like his lifelong goal, ultimately, wasn't it? He was fascinated with sorcery, and for some reason, unfortunate enough to not be able to properly do sorcery. Maybe he just didn't have the right intelligence. And it does say quite literally that sorcery is a talent, one that you can improve on, but you need the talent to begin with. And if you just aren't intelligent enough to begin with, you can't do sorcery. And maybe with time he managed to learn and improve and level up his intelligence and make it possible. But unfortunately for him, it was something that happened to him once he was done with the school and once he'd been banished and finally able to be a sorcerer. He was exiled from the place where he would learn it. In the end, it worked out for him. He learnt more than he ever would at that school.
The 5 lords sit their 5 thrones, all thanks to thee, most worthy of lords. Ashen One, with the lords as thy witness, bend thy knee afore the bonfire's coiled sword, and let the lords' embers acknowledge thee as their true heir, a true lord, fit to link the fire.
Finally spoke to her before I actually goddamn activated the bonfire and got teleported to the kiln.
Ashen One, may I pose thee a question?
Oh, this is new.
Has the little Lord Ludloth spoken to thee of any curious matters?
What's going on with the cloak? You see
I
that?
sense that he possesseth some knowledge of a thing once most precious, or most terrible, now lost to the firekeepers. Pray tell, is it a matter of which I should be apprised?
She's speaking of the eyes of the original firekeeper, and Orbeck is fully aware of what might happen if we give it to her and have her summon and have her end the fire. But ultimately the ending of last episode of the first alternate ending episode is darkness engulfs the world and I let her do it. I had a chance to stop it and attack her. Who knows what would happen then, but the fire was fading and darkness consumed the world. But in the end, the cycle would continue. She mentioned at the very end, just as the fire faded and everything went dark, she said, an ember will flicker and a fire will be reborn and light will return to the world long in the future and the cycle will continue. Breaking the cycle, I became the Lord of Hollows in the original ending. But what happens if I betray her and have her come to the kiln and have her get rid of the fire and as the world goes to dark, fucking kill her in that moment? What the hell is going to happen then? But before we can do all that, we have to come here, get the original Firekeeper's eyes, implant them in the face of our Firekeeper, and have the betrayal version of the song and all that trigger. Hi. Here you go. We saw this last time, so I won't go through the dialogue, but there you go. Alright, everything's set up for the grand betrayal. Now we must complete it. Honestly, one of the things that I'm most excited to see in these alternate endings is the quote-unquote good ending where you just keep the cycle going and you link the fire and then all of this happens again at one point. Ultimately, that's like the worst in terms of story, I suppose. But I just want to see what they do with it. Like, will I blow up into fire again? Or how will it happen? Because in Dark Souls 2, you just sit on a throne, ultimately. I miss the one from Dark Souls 1 where you would just literally start setting yourself on fire. That fire would spread around the room and completely engulf the room and then the entire area around you until, you know, the entire thing was burning on fire. Which is what happened here. You know, this is why it's also like shot and all looking like it's pointing out from the middle, which is where our friend is sat. It's because that's what happened, and it's happened loads and loads of times. It's just ravaged the area and the land, which appears to have once been a civilization. Maybe the origins of Lothric, because of the similar building structure. Anyway, come here, mate. Let's dance. I wonder how the shield does against you. Good. I do take a little bit of damage, but it's well worth it, I think. As long as I have the stamina, which, you know, so far I do. Just got to be careful not to trade too much. And when he's in his straight sword mode, he's not going to do that much damage on each swing, which is nice. But his straight sword mode will last only briefly. Let's get a quick heal off while he faffs around. Whoa. This is how, you know, you used to do it, man. This is how you used to do it. You just tank the hits with your shield. It's what a lot of people do on their first playthrough. It feels wrong for me to do it now. Like, I actually don't like it at all. It feels worse, much worse, as I've got to, you know, I've become a better player ultimately. Rolling and dodging attacks feels much better, much more efficient. You consume a lot less stamina per hit. Oh, better watch out now. He's going to start actually doing some real damage. Just going to fall back and heal a little bit. Whoa, he didn't do a rolling attack. I was expecting one for PvP reasons. Ouch, that's fine. Alright, let's get some stamina back real quick. Try to avoid getting hit so much. Waste another heal real quick. There we go. Alright, going very well so far. Just kind of hoping that he swaps weapons soon. Maybe go caster. Caster's probably his weakest form. And I would say his strongest would be the lance one, the spear one. I have the most issue with that one for whatever reason. Alright, it's time for us to back up. Get a little bit of heal. Oh, poison missed. I actually got hit by it. Let's just use one of these. There we go. And fight him in his true form. Oh, that's a bad one. You just roll away. No! I was about to say roll away from that one, but he caught me in between. That's fine. Whoa! Oh, no range, really? Alright. Oh, come on. I'm like hitting him. Now it hits. I wonder how the shield's gonna be now. Oh boy, I knew I'd fucked up right there. I'd chained up a lot. Gotta be careful here. Wonder how the shield does against this. Maybe not that attack, but just general attacks. Honestly. Oh Christ. No, I knew I fucking fucked it up again. The moment I hit roll. I hate that fucking thing. If any of them hit you, you just get comboed. It's so irritating. Oh, nice one. That was very quick. There we go. Alright, we're gonna fucking block something soon, you know. Eventually. There we go. Oh yeah, blocking is still quite good. Interesting. Was not expecting it to be as good as it was just now. Obviously you need the stamina to do it. Oh, good tracking. Obviously you need the stamina to do the block, but it's fine. Jesus. Alright, he's pressuring me quite a lot right now. Just gonna go ahead and kill him, I guess. GG. Whoa! Much better. The shield, man, it's pretty good. But I still felt like it was the worst way to fight him overall. Alright then. Let's do it. So, we summon the Firekeeper. And this time, we need to stop her. We need to attack in the brief moment we actually can attack. But, for now, let's just enjoy the cinematic once more.
The first flame quickly fades. Darkness will shortly settle. But one day, tiny flames will dance across the darkness.
The way that it draws you to your character, you don't even notice
Like
you've got
embers
control.
linked by Lord's Pass.
Okay, here it is. What now, man? What's the plan? Oh! What? Oh my god! The disrespect!
Nameless, accursed undead, unfit even to be cinder. And so it is that ash seeketh embers.
What? Ha! Okay, so you just like, hey, I want you to get rid of the fire in the world. Will you do that for me? Yes, it goes against everything I've ever stood for in my entire life. But for you, chosen undead, I love you. I'll do it for you. I'll suffer having these monstrous eyes and seeing horrible things so that you can ruin the world for a very long time. But ultimately, there's still hope. There's still hope. Fires will flicker and the flame will return and the cycle will come back and I will have succeeded as a firekeeper even with your betrayal. And then you just fucking dunk her. You stand on her face, man. I can't believe that. But still, like, you take the fire in your own hands and, you know, you're an ashen one. You want to feel the fire and the heat. That's why embers are a thing. But what then? Do you just use it and become powerful? What then? You know, at least with the Lord of Hollows ending, there's a reason for it. If you guys have an explanation or theory, do let me know. I'll look forward to discussing in the final alternate ending episode where we will indeed finally link the fire and have the good ending at last. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. More alternate ending, or rather the next final alternate ending, coming soon. And if you haven't already, check out the challenge run series I'm doing with Gubiak. It's a very different style of Dark Souls playthrough. It's very well edited, a lot cut out, and it's a challenge, so it's quite fun and quite difficult. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one.